Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come into the J Spot, replacing your G Spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host, Jay, and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the J Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the J Spot where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on intellectualradio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And you guys, tonight I am riding solo. So y'all know what that means. I'm going to say and do whatever, because there ain't nobody over here to kick me under the table and give me a side with a producer here. But I'm just not gonna look his direction, so I'm gonna be able to look and say and do whatever I want to do. So, oh my God, I'm home alone today. So, guys, yes, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Also, follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also, follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio, and Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, I am back. We missed you last week. We were off. We had some things to take care of. So we were off. And guys, guess what? Whenever I'm off, y'all already know, I come back with so much to talk about. We have so many great hot topics to cover on tonight. We're going to get started. You guys have been blowing up these social medias, grown and sexy conversations with Jay, 30 and up, doing us. Love and relationships, love, marriage, and divorce. 180 Real Talk Chicago, the real MVPs, Pit Life. If I've missed anyone, please charge it to my head. That's my favorite saying. Charge it to my head, not to my heart. Because guys, listen, we thank you guys so much for rocking with us. We thank you for sharing with us. Listen, we're going to get into our first hot topic. Now, listen, I'm going to say this right now because, again, I'm riding solo, so I ain't got nobody to kick me under the table and look at me side eye and be like, "Oh, you really going to say that?" So, we're talking about the first hot topic is submission. So, it was posted that, do women still believe in being submissive? Are women still willing to be submissive? What do you all think? Because here's the deal. For a long time, I was unable to even pronounce that word because it just did not resonate with my spirit. So for a long time, I would struggle when trying to pronounce. I couldn't fully get it out. But now I'm able to get it out because I'm in a place, where, listen, I'm ready. So what do you all think? Are women today willing to be submissive? Have you come across women that are submissive? And men, what is your ideal of submission? What exactly are you expecting when you say, you know what, I want my woman to be submissive? What do you mean when you say submissive? Because here's the deal. When you're talking about being submissive, what are women required to submit to? Who and what are you required to submit to? Is she submitting to you because you're the man? Or is she submitting to you because you're a true leader? You're leading your family, you're leading your household, and you deserve her to follow you. You're going somewhere, so she deserves to follow. She should follow you because you are leading her in the right direction. What are you expecting her to be submissive to? Are all men entitled to have a woman be submissive to them because they are a man? Because here's the deal. When you're submissive, when a woman is submissive, now listen, Listen, despite popular, belief and all this other stuff, I can be submissive. I believe in the producers looking at me. I believe in the traditional family structure where the man is the head of the house. I believe in that family structure. So I believe in being submissive. I believe in that. However, okay, here's where it gets a little tricky at. You can't go submitting to everyone. So again, we're asking, like, you want your woman to submit. Okay, are you worthy to be submitted to? Are you doing the things that you're supposed to do so that she can feel comfortable with submitting to you? Or again, is she supposed to submit to you just on the strength of, because you're the man, she's supposed to submit to you? Is that what we're saying? Is that how this goes, that she submits because you are the man? Or are you giving her some things to submit to? Are you worthy of submission, or are you running around with like a chicken with your head cut off, and then you expect me to follow you? So you don't even know where you going, but you want me to submit. Submit to what? Where you going, brother? Where are you going? You can't. So if you can't lead, how are you expecting these women to submit? Because again, today you're dealing with some strong women. Women are bringing in their own pay, their own money. They got their own houses. They got their own cars. And I'm not saying that these women are not capable of submitting, but who are you submitting to? What is she submitting to? Mark, Stephen, you're saying you are a true leader of a man's point of view to know that he trusts to tell her things that could work for her and him. Hey, menus, hey, Mark, don't start. What is she submitting to? So, you guys, fellas on the feed, is she submitting to you because you are the man, or is she submitting to you because you are a leader? And guess what? You got this. Because again, most women, and I'll say myself included, like, you got it. We can pay our own bills. We can go on our own trips and buy our own this and all of that. And that's fine and dandy. So when you talk about submitting, is she capable of submitting to a man? She is, but she has to be able to submit to a man that has his ducks in a row and that can lead her in the right path. Because again, if he's sitting around still playing duck, duck, goose and chasing his tail, how do I submit to that? What am I submitting to? If he don't even have his credit in order, not trying to get his credit together, what are we submitting to? You're not trying to buy a house. You're not trying to start a business. You're not trying to do anything. What am I submitting to? And don't take this as, oh, see, that's some independent women. No, these are women that know where they're going, and they know that they cannot submit to someone that's not going anywhere. You don't even know where you're going. So how are you leading the unit when you don't know where you're going? So again, I don't think women have a problem with submitting. Just where are you going? What is submission to you all? When you say submission, men, what are you talking about when you say submit? Mark, you're saying submission is a form of slavery. I'd rather we just look out for each other's best interests, be committed to, not submitted to. Stephen, you're saying because she love you, she know he do his best. And you know what, Stephen, I'd like to think that love is enough, and it's enough for most things. But when it comes to running a household, you need more than love. Because again, if his stuff is not in order and he's not trying to get it together, like, he needs a good helpmate. So I believe that the woman should be his helpmate, and she should help him to get his stuff together. If they are in, if they are in that, if their relationship is like that, and she's willing to work with him and help him to get his stuff together, and vice versa. If she don't got her stuff together, if he's willing to work with her so that she can get her stuff together. But by him being a leader, what makes a good leader is a good listener, a leader is a good student. A leader is not a dictator. So a lot of guys, when they say this submission, oh, she should submit, are you saying submission in regards to coming off as some sort of dictator? Because again, you're not gonna dictate me. I can listen, I can be single and happy and not have to worry about submitting to nobody but my mortgage company and my car company, submitting those payments to them. I ain't gotta worry about submitting to nothing else if that's the type of attitude that you have in a relationship and moving forward in a marriage. If you have a dictatorship type attitude, then you sir need to be by yourself, and you need to have you some dogs or something that you can train. But you definitely don't need a wife or a family if that's the type of attitude that you have when you refer to being submissive. It's my way or the highway. Because again, a good pilot has a co-pilot. A good king has a queen. Fellas, they want that. You want that title. Oh, I'm a king. I'm a king. Well, wear the crown and act like it. Act like it. Act like you the king and take control of your household. Take control of your family. Get your kids right. Get the family right. Get the finances right. But again, if you got somebody in your life, if you got a woman in your life, then she's your partner. She's your partner. So whatever you fall short or wherever you fall short, she's there to pick up the slack, because that's the type of relationship that you all have, because you are partners. So you are leading, and you're leading in love, and you're leading in kindness, and you're leading in integrity. So she's able to easily submit to those things. But again, if you have a dictatorship type of attitude and a dictatorship type of mentality, who do you think in 2021 is going to submit to all that BS? You can save it. So again, women that got it, or independent women that are used to doing it on their own or whatever, they have no problem with submitting. But you're not gonna be a dictator over me. I'm like, okay, listen, what do you think this is? This is not, look, whatever you think it is, this is not some type of cartoon or some type of bamboozle type movie. We are doing this together. You gonna lead and I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna follow your lead. But again, if you don't even know where you're going, then how do you expect me to follow you? If you don't even know what you're doing, how do you expect her to follow you? If you don't even have a plan, what is she submitting to? What is she submitting to if there is no plan? So, fellas, again, I'm down with you. Listen, I want to be the co-pilot. I have no problem with sitting back being the co-pilot. But listen, you better dang on doggone it know how to drive this plane. You better know how to drive it, because guess what? Co-pilot. That means I can ride this bad boy just as good as you can. So if you can't get the job done, then guess what? I'm gonna have to step in, and I'm gonna have to do what's necessary until you can get back on your feet and take your rightful place. And I think when you have that type of situation, that's where it can become kind of iffy, because it's like, oh well, she thinks she running me. She thinks she running the house. Well, no, she's not running it. She's helping you out. But again, while the pilot is resting, what is the co-pilot doing? The co-pilot is taking over. The co-pilot is taking charge, never taking the leadership role from the pilot, because I understand this is the pilot. The pilot is resting, so I got your back. So you need to have a good co-pilot so that you can feel comfortable knowing that if anything happens, dad, she got me. See, a lot of times we get so caught up in this superficial, frivolous stuff that we're not even focusing and paying attention on people's character. Can you have, if something happened to me, will you have my back? Will this person have my back? Will they be there for me if I got sick? Can she hold it down? If I became disabled, can she hold it down? Will she hold it down? Will she hold me down? You want her to submit? Treat her right. Lead by example. And I'm sure that you'll see a whole lot of changes taking place. Stephen, you're saying same thing go for a woman. And Mark, you're saying these women from Sparta 300 nowadays, they not submissive, they abusive. Nah, you just with the wrong type of woman that's ready to fight and all this other stuff. But again, did you set the tone for fighting? Did you set the tone for violence? Did you set the tone for negativity? Because again, by being a leader, and it goes back to what I was saying a little bit earlier, you want women to submit. You have to set the tone for the behavior. You have to set the tone as a man. You got to set the tone for the way that you want things to flow in your household. If you're standing up and you're the king and you're taking that title and you're taking that role on, you got to set the tone. Because if not, people going to be doing any old kind of thing. You're going to have all kinds of haywire nonsense going on. So you want her to submit? Then you got to be also submitting to someone. So now who are you submitting to? Are you submitting to a higher power? And are you doing what you're supposed to do as the husband and as the man of the house? Are you doing what you are supposed to be doing? Stephen, you're saying, but if you can't get your point across and that person holler at you and you trying to explain to them that things that must be done, and then she just look at you and burst out laughing, it's the same thing goes for a man. And I definitely understand where you're coming from, Stephen. And again, that's where a conversation has to definitely be had. And sometimes, listen, some people, listen, you need therapy. It's like some things sometimes you need a mediator. Us brown folks, we never want to talk to nobody. We be as crazy as a box of rocks, and we don't want to talk to nobody to let them help us figure out and untangle all these wires that are just dangling loose in our brain. We got all this crap just dangling and dangling and dangling, and we refuse to go and see somebody about our craziness. So sometimes if you can't get on one accord, I like to think that talking to somebody would help if both people want the relationship to work, if both people want the marriage to work. Guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have more hot topics. Guys, I'm riding solo tonight. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
It's always been easy because it's true. Yeah. I wouldn't have believed if someone would have told me you would come along, to revive my soul. Cause I was done with love, my heart had grown cold. So cold. You had good energy, exactly what I needed. You walked in my life and placed the joy where was needed. Not a mirage, what I feel for you. Put that on God, girl, I'm loving. Said it's easy to love you, easy to love you. Said it's easy to love you, easy to love you. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Loving you has always been easy 'cause you're beautiful. Loving you has always been wonderful. More than you'll ever know. We got good chemistry, go together like love said. Passion and care we show one another tops all the rest. The feelings I have for you, I ain't felt in so long. What we share together, baby, the bond is so strong. It's no facade of what I feel for you. Put that on God, I got love for you. Yeah, said it's easy to love. Easy to love you. Said it's easy. It's easy to love you. Easy to love you. Said it's easy. It's easy to love you. Easy to love you. Said it's easy. So easy to love you. Easy to love you. Loving you has always been easy 'cause you're beautiful. Loving you, It's what I search my life to do. Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And guys, tonight I'm riding solo. So guess what? I'm saying whatever I can think of, whatever comes up will come out tonight because I don't have nobody kicking me under the table, sending messages to me. Jay, you gonna say that? Yeah, I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna mean it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, listen, our next hot topic. Now, listen, this is kind of getting ridiculous, okay? But let me know what you all think. Hey, L Genius. Hey, everybody on Instagram. Hey, Christina, how you doing? Hey, guys. Listen, our next hot topic. How do you all feel? Is it wrong and inappropriate for a woman that is either married or in a committed relationship? Is it wrong for her to be twerking on social media? Is it wrong for her to be backing that thing if up it? Is it wrong for a married woman to be backing it up, just twerking and making that, y'all say make it drop and make that thing clap? Is it wrong for a married woman to be on social media doing that? What are your thoughts of that? Is that disrespectful to the relationship? Is it disrespectful to the marriage? Is it disrespectful to her dude? Or do you only want to see her twerking and slapping it and backing it up for you? That don't need to go on social media. Once she is married or in a committed relationship, all that activity, should stop. Are you mad? I mean, because if she was now here's the thing I want to also throw in. If she was a twerker, a social media twerker before you got with her, do she got to change that? Because, I mean, I can only imagine that being one of the excuses that she'll say, well, I was twerking with when you met me. That's what made you message me because you saw me twerking. So now you want me to stop twerking on social media because we together? I don't think so. What are your thoughts on that? Is it disrespectful for a woman that is married or in a committed relationship to twerk on social media? Is it disrespectful to the marriage? If so, why? Now, also to throw in a twist to that, is it also inappropriate for her to, take really sexy pictures in revealing clothing and then post it on social media? Because my only thing would be is, okay, why are you doing that? Like you will then, you got them. And listen, I know before y'all beat me up, ladies, listen, y'all come forward if you want to, because I'm a woman too. So, that you putting them pictures out there, to it's gonna garner some attention. Maybe a little attention, maybe a whole bunch of attention, depending on, the clothing, what all you're revealing, what all you doing. But my thing would be is if your husband was to, put a picture up there with them great jogging pants and put that camera right there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Right there. He put that camera right there. And, he started roll bouncing. How would you feel about that? Would you feel some type of way? So, again, fellas, is it disrespectful for a married woman or a woman that's in a serious or committed relationship to be twerking, making it bounce, making it bounce, making it bounce, making it bounce? Is it disrespectful for her to be doing that? And also, is it disrespectful for her to be wearing those sexy type of clothing? Now, Mark, you're saying women don't need men to provide their needs anymore because they can easily get what they want. I think you're talking about the last comment, Mark. Steven, you're saying you wrong for that. You saying that. I told you I'm saying whatever I want to say tonight, Steven, because I'm by myself and I don't got nobody kicking me under the table. I ain't even looking back there at the producer because I don't even want to see his little signals and stuff. I ain't even looking back there. I'm looking directly at y'all tonight because I'm purposely not looking back there at him. Maurice, you're saying yes, it is disrespectful. Period. What makes it disrespectful? Why is it disrespectful? Especially if you met her on social media and that's what she was doing. You saw that video and you was mesmerized by that thing just clapping and bouncing up and down, baby. You were mesmerized by that Georgia peach, baby. You were so mesmerized you couldn't help but to slide into your inbox. Man, little mama, what that thing do? Okay, so don't sit up here. Now she your woman. Now you got to act brand new. Listen, the whole world I saw what she was out there doing. But now that you together, now you want her to stop. And here's the thing. I'm going to tell you, fellas, I agree. I agree that it should be stopped. But here's the thing. You got to nip that in the bud in the beginning. You got to talk to her about that in the beginning. Don't wait till y'all done got all booed up and now you want her to change how she... Listen, talk about that in the beginning because here's the thing. It's going to cause a lot of problems and a lot of friction, especially because that's how you met her. You liked it before she was your woman. And I get that. I get that. But don't wait till the relationship get all serious before you throw that in there. Because here's why I say that. Because you want to guard your heart and you want to let her guard her heart. So if this relationship is not gonna work, because that could be a deal breaker. Some people feel very adamant about their social media life, or they feel very adamant about things that they were doing prior to being in a relationship or being married, especially if that was something that attracted you to them. They're very adamant about that. So she's like, okay, I was dressing like this before you met me. You ain't had no problem with it then. So now all of a sudden you got a problem with it. If she has a valid point. Now all of a sudden, because she yours. But again, fellas, listen, we here. I'm on y'all side with this because again, you don't want everybody to see what you're getting or what you have access to. So, ladies, you got to decide. Is this man good enough for you to give up your... And here's the thing. I'm so big. You know what? In relationships and marriages, nobody wants to compromise. Nobody wants to give up their right for somebody else's wrong just to save the relationship and just to keep the peace. It's not about settling. It's about compromising. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like the fact that you do this. So here's the compromise in that where, listen, you know, I dressed sexy before. Okay, well, you know what? Listen, just dress sexy when we going out. Don't dress sexy, any other time. When we going out, I don't mind you dressing sexy because at least I get a chance to admire that. That could be a compromise. Listen, dress sexy, but don't post it on social media. Different things like that. It's always a way to get your point across so that both people can be okay. But if you just flat out, I don't want you dressing sexy and this and that, and listen, that can be too much. That can be too much. So again, that's why I always suggest, do it in the beginning, because maybe you guys won't make it because that is a deal breaker. But at least you both can get out before anybody feelings get all up vested into it, before anybody feelings get hurt. You can get out of it beforehand, because again, the last thing you want to do, y'all done did the horizontal mambo and it's like, woo, now y'all stuck on each other. Now you decide to have this, well, I was meaning to tell you, I don't want you twerking like that on social media. You mean the same twerk that I did for you last night? That's the twerk that you want me to stop doing. That same very twerk, that same very booty clap that I did for you last night. That's the one you want me to stop doing. The same booty clap that made you inbox me. That's what you want me to stop doing. See now, listen, see now she got you. Cause see, she right. You done went too far. You waited too long. There's a small window in which that particular behavior should be addressed, and it should be addressed in the beginning. Stephen, you're saying she can do that with me at home because the attention is on me. Now I don't want nobody else to see she got all the attention she need. Maurice, you're saying no woman I ever dated showed videos of her dancing and twerking. Stephen, you're also saying really compromise. She going to compromise what she wants to do and forget what we talking about. I don't understand. Hey, pretty Barbie, you saying, hey, Sister J, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you, hon. And Maurice, you're saying nobody needs to see your girl's skill, but yes, she can dress sexy, but there are different levels of sexiness. Absolutely. But again, this is all the stuff that needs to be talked about in the beginning. Hey, L Genius. Hey, Cannabis Queen. How you doing? Again, these things should be talked about beforehand because again, don't you think it's a little hypocritical just to address what you were saying, Stephen, to if this is the way you met her and she was twerking and bouncing and all this other stuff, you know, when you met her, so now you want her to not do it, which I'm totally with that. But again, you got to have that conversation beforehand because you are definitely going to get her. She's going to be rolling her eyes at you. She's going to be ignoring you because you should have said that in the beginning. Maurice Logan, you're saying guys like that be the very ones to get in conflictive altercation with someone who has seen that woman's performance before he made her his woman. Woo, Maurice Logan, you have said a mouthful right there. You are absolutely right. That's why it's so crucial and it's so important that you definitely be mindful of the stuff that you put on social media because you may think it may not matter today, but it may just come back and haunt you. Everything that you post and say, whether it be good, bad, right, wrong, whatever it is, it has the possibility to come back and haunt you in the future. So be very mindful of what it is that you're posting and what it is that you're sharing. But again, fellas, I'm with you guys on this. If she's married or she's in a committed relationship, she should not be twerking like that and dropping it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. And she should not be, dressing, extremely provocative on social media because again, like you said, Stephen, your attention should be the only attention that she's seeking to get. It don't always happen like that, but your attention should be what she's seeking to get, and that's a conversation again that definitely needs to be had up front because again, man, that can go either way. So guys, listen, our next hot topic, speaking of all this stuff in social media and all this, she was doing it beforehand. Is anyone on this feed willing to admit that they are stuck in their ways? Are you stuck in your ways? Has being stuck in your ways ruined your relationships, ruined any relationship, whether it be with a significant other, your family, or your friends? Are you stuck in your ways? Have you ever been accused of just having a one track, is your way or no way? You ride about everything. Nobody else can get a word in edgewise because you're right. Your stance on it is all that matters, and that is it. Are you stuck in your ways? Have you ever ruined a relationship with a family member, a friend, because you were so stuck in your ways? You were so dead set on just having your opinion be the winning opinion that now, you know what? Listen, I've lost my best friend over this because you know what? We don't talk anymore because I'm right. I wanted to be right about whatever the situation is. Are you stuck in your ways? Now here's the thing. My sisters say I'm stuck in my ways. And here's what they always complain. Once I form an opinion, like if I feel like I've been wronged by someone, then I like to put them in my nice little, category. Now that don't mean that I don't, I have hard feelings or anything towards you, but I know how you are and I know how to proceed. I put you in my proceed with caution category. So you're not going to get a chance to get close to me like that again. Now, that goes for family, for associates, for friends, that goes for whatever. But they say that, you know what? I don't give people a chance to get out the category. I don't give people a chance to come up out of that. You know what? I know how you is, and I'm gonna proceed with you with caution. I'm looking at you out the side of my eye. They say that I don't know how to come back from that particular category, and they may be right, because here's the deal. Like, I feel like once you mess me over, now I see how you are. Now I can proceed with you accordingly. Like, I'm not gonna put my all into you, or I'm not gonna open up to you like I once did. Once you messed me over, like, okay, I'm good on you. If you need something, I'll be there to help you. But once you've shown me who you are, once you've shown me that I can't trust you, or that I can't, rely on you, I'm good on you. It's not that we're going to be enemies or anything like that. It's just that I can't allow you to get close to me like that, because you've already destroyed that. And so I've been told that, listen, some relationships should not go in the category. I don't believe that, so I do have some, in that category. So maybe I am stuck in my ways. Maybe I am. But is it good? Is being stuck in your ways, when you really think about it, when you're married, being stuck in your ways, can that ruin your marriage? Can that ruin your relationship? Can that hinder your growth when you're just stuck on, what you know, and you standing on that conviction? Can that kind of hinder us from growing if we are stuck, if we're not willing to look at things objectively? If we're not willing to look at situations objectively, does that hinder our growth? Stephen, you're saying, watch be the very one to get in what you do. Call the lady that grew up in the ghetto. All of a sudden she changed when you say something ghetto, and she try to change your opinion of what you say incorrect. And if the same thing, something comes out of her mouth that you didn't want to hear, and then she didn't want to hear you, but you don't throw the message back at her, you just throw it back in her face. Again, I'm not real big on trying to correct people like in front of other people. Like, if it's something that I feel like, okay, you can improve on, then I'll mention it. But it's like, if people are not receptive, then I'm not going to beat you over the head over what I think is right, because again, you have to live your life. So again, when I feel like the older we get, we've been taught certain things, we've been passed down certain, wives' tale, like one for me was always, grandma said, hey, you have a dream about fish, somebody pregnant. No, I had a dream about fish. I just wanted some fish from the fish place because it was really good. Like, I had a taste for the hot sauce and all that. That didn't mean nobody nobody wasn't pregnant, but wives' tales and things like that, things that we really feel firmly and strongly about. And it's okay to do that. But don't be so stuck where we can't see the other person's perspective. Okay, yeah, you feel like that. Okay, I get it. I feel like this. And I always like to say, let's agree to disagree, because you feel your way and I don't feel you're wrong. I feel my way and I don't feel that I'm wrong. Now, help me, you all, because I've been told that that's very dismissive. If I say, you know what, listen, You feel this way, I feel this way. Let's agree to disagree. But when you really, really think of it, we're agreeing to drop this subject because neither one of us are willing to give way to our sides or our belief or our stance on an issue. So again, that's stuck in your ways. You're not willing to bend, I'm not willing to bend. So what do you do when you have a situation and nobody's willing to bend? Do you continue to butt heads and fight about it, argue about it, bicker about it? Or do you agree to disagree? Agree to disagree if it's a big issue that's affecting your family, your livelihood, then I definitely suggest talking to a professional about it because you don't want certain issues to get so out of control that they start to fester and they start to turn into hate because this person don't see how you see it, and now you just can't get past the fact that he don't see it how you see it. You can't get past the fact that she don't see it how you see it. Now, all of a sudden, now you guys are arguing over it. So now it started off this little, but baby, that thing is just like this now because nobody wanted to concede. Everybody want to be right. So I always ask this when in relationships and then for married people, what is your goal in the relationship? What is your goal in the marriage? Is your goal to be right or is your goal to be happy? Let me say that again. Is your goal to be right or is your goal to be happy? Guys, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have more hot topics for you. I'm solo tonight. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
I get so lonely, can't let no anybody love me. You are the one that lives in me, my dear. I should never feel lonely. You don't ever wanna spend some time. I want your love in every drop of a dime. You see me calling, you should come running. Quit all that stalling, my body is calling. I got downtime, what about our time? It could be so perfect for one hell of a night. Think you got a secret, easy to call my club. I just wanna slow dance on you, baby, we can turn it up. You had your chance, no second chances. This love I have is not for play. Under no circumstances, I'm in need of romancing. Pick up the phone 'cause I get so lonely. Can't let no anybody love me. You are the one that lives in me, my dear. I should never feel lonely. Lately your love has been on my mind. Obviously busy, I wanna unwind. Fantasizing, thinking about you. Imagine all I could. Anticipating is about to go down. I get so lonely. Don't leave me waiting up for you. I get so lonely. You had your chance, no second chances. This love I have is not for play. Under no circumstances, I'm in need of romancing. Pick up the phone 'cause I get so
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. Guys, I am kicking it solo on tonight. So guess what? All bets are off, and I'm saying everything and anything. So, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, listen, our next hot topic. You all were tripping me out with these responses to this. Should you cheat back if your significant other cheats? Listen, they out here living foul, living wrong. It's two left shoes. Should you cheat back if your significant other is cheating? Should you cheat back? What are you guys' thoughts on that? Now, some people have been saying too wrong, don't make it right, and all this and that. But I want to hear from you all. What do you think? Should you cheat back if you found out your significant other cheated? Should you cheat back? Should you cheat? Like, listen, they out there doing it. Listen, if it's good enough for you to do, then it's good enough for me to do. Should you cheat back if your significant other has cheated? You found out they've cheated. Should you cheat back? Should you cheat back? If so, what's the purpose of cheating back? Are you cheating with the intent on, okay, you know what? We gonna stay together? Or are you cheating with the intent of, you know what, now they're going to see how I feel or how it felt. And you know what? I don't care about this relationship. I don't care about whatever happens. Whatever happens, it doesn't even matter. Stephen, you saying now that I do what you want to do. If he ain't doing it, then she better not come home with nothing. Whew. So would you cheat back? If your significant other cheated, would you cheat back? Now, I'm going to tell you, way back long ago, back, in Never Never Land, you know what? I would have said, you know what? Listen, yeah, cheat back. You cheat back so that you can let them see how it feels. That was long time, never ago. Because here's the thing. Like, what do you gain by stooping to their level? That's the first thing. And secondly, here's the thing about that often will misfire about that backfires about this cheating back. Listen, that's a very, 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 very dangerous game. Very dangerous game. Very dangerous game to play. And people, those type of situations get out of control. So, these are not situations to take lightly. I mean, it's like, yeah, it sounds all good, fun. He ain't cheating. I'm a cheat back. She cheated. But that's a dangerous game to play. You playing with your life, their freedom, your freedom. That's a dangerous game to play. So once you get to a point where there is cheating in the relationship, if you decide at that point, once you find out, see, there's some decisions that have to be made. First of all, we got to address why the cheating took place in the first place. Now, I know you all may say, what, Jay, you are crazy. What does that have to do with anything? What does the reason why somebody cheated have to do with anything? It's a lot. It plays a huge role in whether you should proceed forward with the relationship or the marriage or not. It plays a huge role. Why did they cheat? If they cheated because, listen, they just a low down mangy mutt, then they for the streets. Don't even waste your time. Listen, let them go. The streets have been calling them. They recognize that call. They gotta go. Let them go back to the streets from whence they came. Send them back. That's one way. But if there was some challenges going on in that relationship, man, matters of the heart, and they felt like they couldn't come to you, and you guys were just on rocky terms, not justifying it, because there's no justification for cheating, but we can get an understanding on why people cheat, because people cheat for various reasons. So what I'm saying is, if you're willing to open your mind to listen to why did they cheat, and then make a decision from that point on if this is something that we can work out. Yes, I'm crushed, I'm devastated. It's going to be a minute if we ever get back to that place. But my thing would be, I don't want to get back to that place. Can we get in a better place? Because back at that place, it was something there in that place that you were unhappy with that caused you to cheat. So let's get in a better place. I don't want to get back in that place. Stephen, you're saying I'm done with her if did not do why she cheating. Again, are you willing to find out if they cheated? But again, here I'm gonna tell you, I hate cheating. I cannot stand a cheater, because you know what? Leave me alone before you have me out here in these streets looking stupid. I'm loving on you. I'm being faithful to you. I'm being dedicated to you. I'm being committed to you. And this is the thanks that I get, you ripping and running behind my back. I'm good on that. Like, I'm so, listen, I can forgive, but like my forgiving and staying cheating days, I'm good on that. But if you got years vested in this, sometimes you can't just throw all of that away. You can't throw 20 years away. You can't throw 15 years away. You can't throw all of that away. So are you open to finding out why did they cheat? Are you open to that? Pretty Barbie, you're saying no, but I will be gone quick and they will start to realize what they had when I'm gone and I'm not coming back. The reason why I won't cheat back is because they are going to get the worst from somebody else. Absolutely, because karma does come around. So it's just like a lot of times, listen, some people are living in their you reap what you sow phase. You living in your reap what you sow season. So listen, I can't stop what God got in store for you, the payback that he got for you, but I can do myself a favor and be the bigger person. So if I decide to stay and forgive, then what's the purpose of cheating back? And if you want to cheat back, what's the purpose of staying? Like, you've already made up your mind that the relationship is not worth it, which is why you're going to step out there and cheat back. So why not just leave opposed to cheating back? Because again, when you start talking about that type of revenge and that type of payback, that type of revenge cheating and all that, be very, very mindful before opening up that can. Be very, very mindful before opening up that box. Because again, yes, it sounds comical when you say, oh, he cheated, I'm gonna cheat back, I'm gonna show that B how it feel. It sounds comical and all that in its place when you say it. But when you think about it in real life, it's not funny, because somebody could get hurt. So when you in situations like that, decide what it is that you want to do. Do you want to stay or do you want to go? But as far as cheating back, that shouldn't be an option. The only option would be is, do we stay and work it out? Do I forgive them or do I leave? There is no third choice. Let me cheat back. Let me cheat back. Wait, what? No, that shouldn't be an option. So again, I think cheating back, that type of, mentality is kind of a little bit childish. So, but to each his own, rock how you want to rock. But I'm leaving. I'm not wasting my time, cheating back, especially you wasting your time cheating back. And then what if you don't get the reaction from them that you thought that you was gonna get from them? Because they didn't care to begin with. So now you just not slept with somebody in the hopes of trying to make them jealous, and they didn't even care. Now you feeling stupid because you don't slept with this dude, and the dude that you call yourself getting back on, he didn't even care. So now listen, that was just a waste of a cheat. That was just a waste of just laying down with somebody. So me, listen, it ain't worth it. it ain't worth it whatsoever. So again, that cheating back, listen, it's for the birds. Guys, listen. Our next hot topic. Now, guys, this is really, really, really these proms and stuff. We've just had prom season, or some people are still in the midst of going through prom seasons and things like that. Now that some states and stuff are opening back up. So the situation is this. So the mother receives child support from her ex-husband. So their son is going on prom. So the mother is planning this extravagant prom that costs $6,000. So she wants to rent him this exotic car, and she's made plans to just do all this extravagant stuff. So she hits up her husband, the ex-father, the father of the son, the ex-husband, and she asks him to go half on the $3,000, on the $6,000. So she's asking for an additional $3,000 for the prom, so that their son can have a lavish prom send-off. And so the father says, no, I'm not giving you an extra $3,000 for a prom. He doesn't need all of that for a prom. Why are you renting him a lavish car? Why are you doing all of this for his prom? He was like, I pay child support, and I pay my child support faithfully. I'm willing to give you an extra $250, but I'm not giving you an extra $3,000. I have a household over here, and I have a family over here to take care of. Plus that $3,000 is a waste of money. So is he wrong for feeling like that? The mother got very upset and irate because the father would not give the additional money for the prom send-off. So was he wrong for telling the mother, no, I give you child support and I will give you, an additional $250, but I'm not giving you an additional $3,000 for a prom? Yes, he deserves to have a nice send-off, but why does he need a car that costs $3,000 just for one night, and it's not even a full night? Was that father wrong for telling the mother, no, I'm not doing all that? The ex-wife, he's not going to, budge on giving any extra money for the prom send-off. Was he wrong? Now, here's the deal. With these prom send-offs, you all, some of us have just gone too far. Before you even say it, yes, that's my baby. I'm proud of him. And this is his celebration. This is his day. Yes, it is. His high school prom. Are you not looking forward to him getting married? Are you not looking forward to him graduating from college? Are you not looking forward to any other, major achievements and major accomplishments? Is prom the end all be all? Like, is that the biggest accomplishment? Is the biggest, special day that our kids are gonna have? Because the cars that I've seen, it's very heartbreaking. Because see, here's the deal, and I explained this to my son. We find the money for all these cars and all the lavish things, but when these kids get down to college, now everybody, you can find the $5,000 for the Phantom, to lease the Phantom and lease the Rolls Royce and the Bentley and all this other stuff. We can find the money for that. But then when these kids, they come, calling, Mom, I need this, I need $500 for my chemistry book. What you need $500 for your boy? Don't nobody got that kind of money for those. No, wait a minute. But you can find the money for a car for a couple of hours to showboat, but you can't find the money for a book that he's gonna need to graduate to get to the next level. So we gotta stop living in these superficial fantasies, because again, a high school prom is not the end all be all. Yeah, you want them to look nice, you want them to have a good time, but don't go broke doing it. I mean, why are you gonna go? Aren't you expecting to live after Their prom day, are you expecting this is it? This prom night, this is it. They're not going any further. They're not going to achieve anything else special in their life. This prom is it. Because again, you see so many people, they do the extravagant prom send-offs, they do the extravagant college the trunk party send-offs, but then when they get down to school, they're not prepared. They don't have the money to buy the supplies and things that they need because you were so busy trying to make sure that they look the coldest, that they look the flyest, but you didn't put anything up for them for when they get down there and the things that they need to cover the rest of their tuition. Oh, well, they getting financial aid. Well, it didn't cover everything. So now what? So now you don't have any resources. You don't have the money to pay the extra that they need. So now guess what? They have to end up dropping out after the first semester because you were not prepared, because you gave that $5,000 for the phantom for 2 hours for his prom, but you got that. You got him them Gucci shoes for prom, but you got that. You got the Gucci shoes and you got all of this, but you can't get the $500 calculator that he needs for his calculus class. You can't get the $300 Spanish book. You can't get the $400. You can't get all that because you gave it to the phantom people. So what sense does that make? Maurice, you're saying no, he isn't wrong. Some of those kids have the over the top prom and don't even graduate from high school. Absolutely. Hey, Lady A, how you doing? But again, absolutely. When you're talking about the prom, I mean, I'm telling you, I have seen these pictures, and oh, let's not talk about the dresses that these young ladies are wearing. I'm like, no, wait a minute. I know it's you grown folk paying for these dresses and y'all paying for this stuff. Like, oh my God, like, what are we doing? What are we teaching these young people? What are we instilling in our young people? What are we instilling in the next generation? It's just like everything has to be so flashy. The priorities are just not there, which would lead me into our next hot topic, guys. Speaking of flashy and priorities, now there was a post about the bonnets. Monique made a post about the bonnets. What do you all feel about women wearing bonnets and the pajamas and the fluffy shoes and things of that nature? What do you all feel about that? How do you all feel about when you see women out in public with the bonnets on, with basically their bedclothes on? How do you feel about that? She's in the restaurant and she got on a bonnet and she got on the little flip-flop shoes. And what do you guys feel about that? Do you guys have a problem when you see women with the bonnets on in public? Or do you feel like, you know what? Listen, it doesn't matter. You know what? It's just a head wrap. So it really doesn't matter. How do you all feel about that? Do you feel some type of way when you see women with the bonnets on? Now, some people were saying, oh, well, women wear different head wraps. Here's the deal. A bonnet is not a head wrap. Some people wear head wraps for religious reasons, and that's their religious custom. Them bonnets are not a religious custom. Y'all can get on me if y'all want to. But them bonnets, I just feel like come on, it's a time and a place for everything. I mean, I understand you flying and you're not trying to mess your hair up and this and that, but I mean, can't you do something a little less, I don't know. It's a little less bad looking. I mean, like some of them just get up out the bed looking like with the bonnet on, you in a restaurant, you ordering your food. I'm like, first of all, you ruin my appetite because I'm like, you just got up out the bed. I'm like, you just bypassed all of the soap, you bypassed all of the water, and you walked outside. Like, come on. Now listen, I go outside dressed down all the time, but I'm not in my pajamas. My dress down would be is okay. Please, I'll probably just put on a t-shirt that I didn't iron. or I put on some jogging pants, or I'm not matching or something like that. But I'm not coming outside with my head wrap on. If my hair is not done, 9 times out of 10, I ain't even trying to be outside. But if I gotta be outside, then guess what? I'm rocking a baseball cap, but I'm not rocking a bonnet. I'm not rocking it. That's just me. We were not brought up like that. And I realized that we are living in a different day, in a different time. But like, we don't have to, some of this stuff is making us look bad. And y'all know it is. Like, when you walk through and you see all of this, you cannot say to you, you got to be honest and say, now, you know what? This is just a hot mess. See, we need to go back to the day where we need to dig up some of these grandmas, these old school grandmas that didn't play. You needed had to have a slip on up under your dress, and they called your dress your coattail. We need them grandmas. We need to dig them grandmas up out the grave and bring them back, because they would not have you going outside looking like that, because we were always told, you represent my house. When you leave out this house, you representing me. And we may not have a whole bunch of money, but when you leave out this house, you're going to be presentable, because again, you are representing me. So when you leave out the house, have some pride about yourself. Have some pride about the way you represent yourself. Have some pride about when people see you. And I know this may not be popular with a lot of people, but that's okay. It's tight, but it's right. You don't want to come outside looking any old type of way. I couldn't even imagine. Lord knows I'm so thankful I don't have a daughter, because I probably would be ripping her head off if she trying to walk out the house looking. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, mini me. Okay, if the big full grown delicious version of me not walking out the house looking like that, neither are you, many part of me. I was in labor too long with you, with your look raggedy behind, for you to be walking up out of here looking like don't nobody care about you. That's what I'd be having a conversation with my, the mini me. If I had a daughter, that's the conversation that I would be having. You're not walking out of here looking like any other type of thing. And if you don't take them little flippy, fluff, flop things off, listen, I'll let her throw it upside your head, because my grandma, she used to throw anything that she can get her hands on. So whatever was there, she was throwing it, but she knew she meant business. But ain't no way in the world you were coming around them old school grandmothers looking like that. You were not coming around them with no bonnets on your head. You were not coming around them with your pants sagging. You weren't coming around them looking like nobody cared about you. Even if didn't nobody really care about you, you wasn't coming around these folks looking like that. So we got to do better. It's like that stuff, that's home apparel. You got to find you got to find something else. It's what I know women say, oh, I don't want to mess my hair up on the flight and this and that. I don't want to mess my hair up on the flight either. And that's fine, because what I do, I have a little black scarf thing that I'll often lay around my head when I get on the plane, and I can lay back with my neck pillow, because now that's plain. But before I get off the plane, I'm taking that little piece off and I'm putting it back in my purse. I'm not walking around the airport saying to people, I didn't wash my butt. I smell like, I smell like day old butt. I'm not walking around looking like that. I'm not walking around looking, like the stereotype, like you don't have no home training, because that's what it says. That's what it said to people. Now I know you like, I can do, that's what we do. And all these people, you sitting up here judging, and you wear this and you wear that. I'm not judging. Listen, I got my own ish to deal with. I'm not judging. I'm just trying to tell you how you look. Nobody else is going to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you how you look. I'm just trying to tell you what people are thinking on what people. I don't care what nobody's saying. I'm grown. They ain't taking care of me. They ain't doing. Well, you should care. You should care to a certain extent, because if you cared, then you would do better. We got to do better. It's just point blank. We got to do better. We cannot keep making it seem like everything is acceptable just because the masses are doing it. Everything is not acceptable. Everything is not meant to be worn outside, like on a college campus. Those young people, they walk around in their pajamas and they go to the cafeteria and things of that. Okay, that's the norm for that community. For the college, some of them just running out, grabbing breakfast or whatever. They going back to their dorm room. That's college. But when you are in a public establishment, when you are in front of me, can I get 2 McMuffins and a small fry? That's not the place for that attire. That's not the place for that bonnet. You should have took that nasty. And then first of all, not only do you have a bonnet, but then some of them, the bonnets be so doggone nasty. I done stood behind some of them and I'm like, what the heck is in that bonnet? And then when some of them take them off, listen, put the bonnet back on because what you covering don't look better than the bonnet. I'm like, some of them, you done seen all kinds of glue stains and ketchup, all kinds of stuff in these bonnets. So guys, we just got to do better. We have got to do better. Now, I know a lot of people on the feed, they were so against Monique speaking out against the bonnets, but she was right. She was right. We got to care about how we represent ourselves, because if we don't, people are talking about us and they treat you accordingly. Let's be honest, guys. If you sit up here and think that people don't treat you a certain way because of the way you look or by the way you dress, let me tell you, you are sadly mistaken. If something happens to you growing up, my people, they always told us if you ain't have on nothing clean, it's 2 things that need to be clean on you: your drawers and your socks. Because they always said if you had an accident, you don't want the people to not want to take care of you because of how you look or what you got on. Your underclothes are dirty, so people treat you bad and they not going to try to help you because of the way you're looking. They do that. They do that, and you do it as well. Think about it. If you see a homeless person or you see a bum, and they may not even be homeless, but if they're looking like they're homeless, if they're looking like they're a bum, you treat them a certain way. So don't get all in your feelings about the bonnet because it's something that you like and you want to justify it. You got to be honest. People treat you a certain way based upon the way that you look. So look presentable so that people can try to treat you presentable. Listen, we already got enough stacked against us. You walk out the door being a black man or a black woman, the world is already against you. So why add a bonnet and them nasty tail flip-flops to it? Why make things worse for yourself? So I'm just trying to help you. Again, you can be dressed presentable and it lessens the chances of people treating you bad. It's not going to alleviate it, but at least it lessens it. But you come out there with that bonnet, you come out there with the hood attire, and listen, you could live in the suburbs, but you came out in the hood attire. So now guess what? They've judged you. They've summed you up because you got on the hood attire. You could be a millionaire. You come out there with the hood attire, you're judged. You're put right into the hood category. So again, we got to care about ourselves. We got to start talking to our young people and not letting them do whatever it is that they want to do. We got to start instilling some pride in them so that they can take some pride in how they're looking and how they're walking out the door. Don't just walk out the door looking all nasty and crusty and fusty and dusty, and then you coming in and then you think you finna serve my coffee. No, you're not. Listen, because I don't want whatever that is that's on you. I don't want that to jump off on my food. And now your nastiness done made my coffee taste nasty because you're nasty, looking nasty, just handling it. I don't want that. And you shouldn't want it either. So again, when you stepping out the house, again, you ain't got to be all made up, like you about to walk the runway. But you ain't also got to look like that you walk right past all of the water all of the soap, all of the towels. You don't have to walk, you don't have to look like you walked past the bathroom, didn't wash your hands, ain't bothered to get the crap out your eyes and your breath still smelling. You ain't got to walk outside looking like that. So take pride in who you are and how you look and how you present yourself to the public and how you present yourselves to others. And again, I'm not trying to hear that. I don't care about anything. You should. Guys, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have a few more hot topics to cover. And we're getting into what we're talking about tonight. Dating damaged people. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20 piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? So get your hair done, nails done. When you put that clothes on, why you gotta look so good, with your hair done, nails done. When you put that clothes on, girl, why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me all that you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Nails done. When you put your clothes on, why you gotta look so good? It's something about you. When you put your clothes on, why you gotta look so good? When you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? Oh, when you're at the job, just taking a break, girl, why you gotta look so good? In the club, turning up, why you gotta look so good? On the dance floor, giving more, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Girl, you know you be killing them when you be getting them, won't wanna know why you gotta look so good. With your hair done, your nails done. When you put the clothes on, girl, why you gotta look so good? Girl, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good?
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And guys, I am riding solo tonight. And as y'all can see, I am cutting up and I am loving it. So if y'all want to call in and talk to me or make a comment on what I'm talking about, you guys can call in 708-223-8953. Again, that number is 708-223-8953. Now, guys, here's the next hot topic. I'm going to be honest with y'all. This hot topic rubbed me the absolute wrong way. It rubbed me the wrong way on so many doggone levels. I was like, oh, if I cussed, oh my goodness, I would have been a cussing Bama on this one. So the young lady, she asked her guy to borrow her $25 for a light bill. First of all, you already wrong right there. Why you gotta borrow? Okay, that's just me. Let me finish it up. She asked him to borrow $25 for the light bill until Friday. So she was gonna pay him back on Friday. And his response was, ask your baby daddy. That's not my responsibility. That's not my responsibility. It's his child that stays with you, and he should help you with those bills. And she said that he already gave her some money, but she was still just $25 short. And he said, again, ask your baby daddy. That's not my responsibility. And she said, okay, I ask him. And then he closed by saying, okay, I love you, baby. I'll see you when I get home. What kind of foolery? First of all, help me understand this. How are you in a relationship with somebody, let alone this Bama lives with her? So she's asking him for 25, asking to borrow. First of all, if you getting any of this goodness, I'm not borrowing nothing from you. I need it. Okay. I need it. And if you sending me to another man, what the do I need you for? Y'all, somebody fill that cuss word in for me. What do I need you for? If you sending me to another man, what do I need you for? You mean to tell me $25 and you have to bring up tell your baby daddy? First of all, what does he have to do with what's going on over here in this house? I asked you for $25, not for my kid, but for the light bill. And again, if I did ask for my kid and we're together, we're in a relationship, this is what I have to go through to get 25 little funky dollars. That response rubbed me so wrong, you all. It rubbed me in the wrong way on so many levels. First of all, that response right there showed that man's true character. And I, for one, would not trust somebody around my child making a response like that, because that means that you don't care about my well-being, let alone my child's well-being. And if I can't trust you around my child, what are we doing? Nothing. $25 got that type of disrespectful, low budget response for $25. $25 got that type of low budget, and then he lives there. So you asking to borrow some money from a man that lived with you, and he's sending you to another man. So for me, it wouldn't even be a conversation. He'd need to have he would need somewhere else to stay. That's just for me. He need. Thank you, Stephen. Yes, what the F I need you for? Absolutely. I don't see this is where it becomes complicated, because we talked about being submissive earlier. But if dudes making comments like this, how do you submit to this? How do you submit to that type of mindset? How do you submit to that type of man? How do you submit to that type of situation? He's sending you to another man for $25. So $25 to pay on a bill at a house or an apartment that you laying your raggedy, trifling head at. But you sending her to an actual baby daddy. First of all, if you had a problem with her having a baby daddy, why are you there? If you wanted her to depend on her baby daddy for everything, why are you there? She can do what she was doing depending on her baby daddy, but she got another liability in you. You couldn't even give $25, but you sending her to the baby daddy. And I guess for some men say that as it's supposed to be an insult. All baby daddies are not deadbeats. Just because it didn't work out with you all, there are some good dudes that are taking care of their kids, that have no problem, that will go without for their kids. So all baby daddies are not irresponsible. There are some good dudes out here. Just because the mother okay, you a baby daddy and you a baby mama, and that situation did not work out, don't mean that they don't take care of their kids. Don't mean that they don't want what's best for their kids. That just means that, listen, whatever entanglement that we had, it went south. And you know what? I can't deal with her like that. I can't deal with him like that. But I'm going to take care of my child. So when you encounter individuals like that, that will send you over such, I don't care how much money it was. If he didn't have it, he would have been better off just saying, baby, I don't have it. Let's figure out something. But to send her to another man, what, like Steven said, what the F she needs you for? I don't understand what she needs you for. Constance, you're saying none at all. You're saying sad MFs. Absolutely. Pretty Barbie, you're saying immature, sorry folks. Absolutely. Because here's the thing. First of all, as a man, that shouldn't even be comfortable coming out of your mouth. And then your final response was, I'll see you when I get home. The heck you will. You gonna go on back over there with your mama or whoever. You gonna have to go somewhere else, because clearly you don't have your own place. You stand with her, but you sending her to somebody. I've always believed in this saying, I can do bad all by myself. I can do bad all by myself. I don't need nobody bringing me down. And for the response to be so negative and low budget and degrading as, oh, well, go ask your baby daddy for it. What I need you for? What are you here for? Why? Listen, that $25 probably because you was sitting up here because you ain't got no job and you running the lights up playing the game all doggone day. Now the light bill high and you talking about some go to my baby daddy. I will trust and believe me. No problem. No problem whatsoever. And don't be mad when he's sitting here and you listen and you out. You brought him. You said bring him. See, you open up the door for stupid stuff like that. But guys, if you are in a situation like that and you have somebody and you can't depend on them and they're sending you through those type of changes, that speaks volumes. I would have been okay if he would have said no. I would have been totally okay with that. But the level of disrespect that the level that he went to, it just said of a bigger problem, a bigger issue that is existing first, not only within the relationship, but within this man himself. So it's some things that I wouldn't necessarily be comfortable with. I wouldn't be comfortable around that type of energy because it's negative and it can be dangerous. And the reason why I say dangerous, you say, oh Jay, how can you look at it like that, like it can be dangerous? See, there was some key points in there that a lot of times people miss it. But that level, to see how low he went just from a simple request. She didn't ask him to give it to her. She asked to borrow it. Borrow it. That's the first thing. You borrowing from a man that is you baby with every night, and you borrowing some money from him. Okay, that was the first one. But the second, $25. Bruh, $25 sent you to that level of disrespect. I'm gonna tell you what you can do with that $25. You and that $25 can get up out of my house. You can take that $25. Hopefully, it can get you some gas in your car so that you can make it to the hotel room or to your mama's house or to the next chick that you're trying to lay up on. But your days of laying up is over with. So let's not be so in a hurry to get in relationships, especially if you are a baby mama, a single mama, or even a single father that has custody of his kids. You got to be mindful of the type of people that you bring around your kids, because everybody don't feel love and they don't get the gooey feelings and all of this other stuff when they see other people kids. And you got to pick up on that, because you don't want to put yourself or your kids in a situation in where they might get hurt because you trying to get your freak on, but meanwhile you not even looking at the fact that, man, she don't even like your kids. He don't even like your kids. He don't like your kids because they from somebody else. Because here's the deal. Everybody can't accept outside kids. And guess what? They don't have to. But don't get with people that have outside kids. He got his kids from his ex. He got custody of them. Or the mother died. I know situations like, listen, everybody can't accept outside kids. You entitled to feel that way, but don't get attached and get involved with people that got kids, and then you throw these type of low budget excuses and explanations at them. Again, I would have been more comfortable and I would have been okay and more accepting with just a flat out no. Listen, we could have been good. He still wouldn't have been staying there, but I wouldn't have, questioned, is the child safe in this environment? I wouldn't have questioned his integrity to that extent, because you telling me no for $25. I don't know about all that. But the fact that his response was so low, it was so negative, and it was so low budget, it just was like, okay, what are we doing? But guys, you got to be mindful, because there are people out there like that, that think like that, that feel like that, and your kids could be in danger because you're putting them in a situation like that, and you're not knowing how these people feel about kids, about outside kids. You don't know how they feel. So you shouldn't be putting yourself or your kids in that type of situation, again, because you want to make sure you're being mindful and you're being protective. Your children should be your number one priority. So it's your job to definitely protect them, and don't be putting them in no crazy situations. Now, guys, listen, our final hot topic. Now, I already know, listen, I'm going to tell y'all now, my response is petty. I reside on Petty Island and I'm okay. But here's the deal. So a man, he donated his kidney to a woman that he was dating. He's madly in love with this woman. So he donates his kidneys to her, his one of his kidneys to her to save her life. And then once she recuperated, he asked her to marry him, and she said no. What would you do in that situation? Now, this man just gave this trifling chick his kidney, and he asked her to marry him, and she said no. Oh, Lord have mercy. What would you all do in that situation? How would you feel about that situation? You done had this major surgery done because you love this person. You done gave them part of you. Now you got one kidney. Y'all go side by side. Bam, we got matching kidneys. Bam, bam, bam. We on one accord. Bam, bam, bam. Got the same blood. You got my blood running through you. And listen, my kidney missing because you got it. And, and then you turn this man's marriage proposal down. What would you all do? How would you all react to this situation? First of all, I'm going to need my kidney back. She can go, but that doggone kidney, that's coming back to the rightful owner. She can hit whatever streets she wants to, but I want my kidney back. She can do whatever she want to do. That kidney is mine. I'll take her to, I promise you we'll be in front of Judge Mathis. I want my kidney back. You low-life wench, you. Give me my kidney back. I want my kidney back. I don't care. Put her back on, doggone it, dialysis. Listen, she shouldn't have said no. If she wanted to live, she would have said yes. You not finna get my kidney and then have my kidney. You dump me and you go and now what you with some other man and he hit my kidney. I don't want some other man hit. Ow, babe. Now you hitting Roger kidney. No. I want my kidney back. Now, listen, is that petty? Absolutely. Do I care? Absolutely not. You're not finna leave. You're not finna get all this good functioning working kidney and now you finna go live it up with somebody else. The devil has lied 12,000 times. Good evening, Rahaja. Stephen, you're saying I have to ask her to marry me before we go to the operation and see if she don't, then I ain't got no kidney. I ain't got to give my kidney. That's what he should have did, Stephen. You see, he did it the wrong way. You absolutely right. But still, we would have to get married first. Yes ain't gonna be good enough because that's a major surgery. Now I got one kidney. Now I can't drink all the pop and the coffee that I once was able to drink because I tried to help your little raggedy no kidney having kidney failing behind, and you do me like this. I ain't about to be dealing with it. Not at all. So again, she can go, but that kidney comes back here. I want my doggone kidney back. Like I said, I'll be standing in front of Judge Mathis, Judge Judy, Judge Maybelline, Judge Judy. Give me my kidney back. She can go, whoever she gonna go say yes to and marry, let them figure out how to give her a kidney. My kidney is coming back with me because you not finna be going living off the high life, you twerking and doing all, and that's my kidney. Because I'm going to be stalking you. Wherever you go, I'm going to be right there. You better make, hey, Wench, I want my kidney back. You better bring my kidney back. Bring, you low-life streetwalker, bring my kidney back. Now you got Tyrone up in there hitting the kidney. Wait, that's my kidney. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want this, I didn't consent to this. Give me my kidney back. Give me my kidney back. Constance, you're saying, yeah, but it would be fake. Stephen, you're saying can't drink beer no more. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I want my kidney back. BL Mac, you're saying hitting my kidney. Absolutely. Steve up there, Roger hitting the kidney and all this. Listen, I didn't consent for all of that. I was going to be hitting my own kidney. Now that sounds kind of freaky. Y'all don't be into that freaky deaky stuff. But, he up in here hitting his own kidney. He can deal with that. But he didn't sign up for another man to be hitting his kidney like that. He did not sign up for that ish. So give me my kidney back. You say no to my marriage proposal, you can go. But I'm getting that kidney back, girl. That kidney stays here and you can hit the streets. So if I'm petty, it don't even matter. Y'all can find me, follow me on pettyisland.com, and that's where you'll find me, Petty Island. Guys, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we're getting into tonight's topic, dating damaged people. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
This ain't a regular love, babe. It's that waking out your sleep, me massaging your feet, yeah. It's that anything you want, I'm only here to please you. Baby, you're in my never had an interest in love until I met you. And I don't know if it's real or is it just a phase I'll go through, but I feel that it's true. We don't need no labels, baby. What we got is something different. We don't need no labels, baby. Lady, we don't need no labels to show that what we have is something special. For sure, for sure. I don't feel it's a one night stand. It's that look you in your eyes. Make love in paradise. A one night stand. It's that sweep you off your feet. Give you everything you need. Love. That's what I'm feeling. It's that don't pick up the phone, cause we wanna be alone. Love. And I never thought I'd feel this way. Then you came along and proved me wrong. Oh, no, I never had an interest in love until I met you. And I don't know if it's real, or is it just a phase I go through, but I feel that it's true. We don't need no labels, babe. What we got is something different. We don't need no labels, babe. Lady, we don't need no labels to show that what we have is something special. For sure. Since you came in my life, I see so clear now, yeah. You're so special. No need for labels.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. Guys, I have been kicking it by myself, and y'all know, if y'all have been tuned in, I have just said any and everything, and I love it. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it because I've been saying any and everything. So, guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also, follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, tonight we are talking about dating damaged people. So when talking about damaged people, I'm referring to the emotional and mental state of a person that the past in their relationships have left on them, the effects that their past relationships have left on them. So when you talk about dating a damaged person, what do you consider a damaged person? So, according to an online source, a damaged person is a person that is considered to be flawed or spoiled in character, efficiency, or worth. Now, there are so many things that can cause a person to be damaged. So when you hear damaged, what do you think of? What makes a person damaged in your opinion? What makes a person that you're dating? What makes them damaged to you? Stephen, you're saying what you mean is damaged goods that don't care about anything else but themselves, and at the same time will play you like a fool and play you like a fiddle. Baby, they will play you like a fiddle in the middle. But in the midst of them playing you, do you think that they're consciously aware of the fact that they're playing you, or is it something subconscious because they've been so hurt? And as somebody said in a post in Grown and Sexy Conversations, people are so hurt and so jaded that They don't even recognize a lot of the times what they're doing. So when you're dealing with people and you're dating, it's important to talk. It's important to get to know people. It's important to listen. It's important to really, really focus on what people are saying. And if there are red flags, it's really important that you acknowledge those red flags and don't look aside them. Don't turn a blind eye to the red flags when you're dating damage, because those red flags can come back and smack you right upside the head, and it'll leave you saying, Dag, I wish I would have listened. You wish. So, Constant Lewis, you're saying don't know how to live or how to accept love. Stephen, you're saying yes, because they've been hurt and they going to attack you because you a man. Same thing goes for a man that been hurt, and the same thing at the same time they trying to get revenge on you because the man that hurt them is trying to get the same thing out of them. And then Constance, you're saying love. When you are dating someone that's damaged, do you think it can be hard to love them? Is a damaged person hard to love? And how do you know if a person is damaged? Well, according to an online source, here are a few signs that a person may be damaged. The first thing is they have trust issues. Somebody always cheating on them in their opinion, or something is always going wrong, or that person is always doing something wrong. They don't trust easily. They have low self-esteem. They always need someone to validate them or go through extreme measures to get attention. Like they're never happy. Like you have to always be constantly lifting them up and singing their praises. They're emotionally unstable. Guys, this is a big one. They are emotionally unstable. They are never happy. There is always something to complain about. They always talk about how every ex has done them wrong and can never see what they could have been in fault for. You got to be careful for those people, because the people that are emotionally unstable, those emotional vampires, oh Lord, they will suck the life out of you if you let them. Like they're never happy. There's something always wrong. There's something wrong with everybody but them. I can point out faults for everybody, but I can't see my own. I've done no wrong, but I can see I know what you did. I know what you did. You did. I've done nothing. You got to be very mindful of dating people like that. Stephen, you're Constant, you're saying yes. And Stephen, you're saying yes as well. Stephen, you also said right, to make the person believe them of what they say, but knowing they twist the story around to make their stuff sound good. Absolutely. But you got to be very mindful, because again, when you're dealing with a person that's emotionally unstable, that stuff can be draining, because it's like every day it's a complaint. Nothing is ever going right. Nothing you do, nothing anybody else does is ever good enough for them. So you got to be mindful. And then you have needy. They need everything. They need all your time. They need to be seeing you all the time. They need to be talking to you all the time. They need to be around you. They need to hear your voice. They need to know where you are all the time. They need to know what you're doing on social media. They need to know what you're doing with your friends. They need to know why you hanging with this person. They need to know why your phone sound like this. They need to know why. Needy. Run. Run, run, run. When you got somebody that's just so needy that they are not even comfortable in their own skin, guys, that's not a good sign. That's not a good thing. And when you dating somebody and you see that, Listen, sometimes it may come off as cute. So see, you got to watch that, because sometimes those little calls and stuff, you'll be like, oh, my boo always calling me, trying to see where I am. My boo always trying to, check up on me and see if I'm in the house. My boo. But wait a minute, when you have, that's fine and dandy. But what you have to watch for is when the normal part of finding all that out, when it becomes a little bit obsessive, when it becomes a little bit too much, like, okay, you just called me an hour ago and I told you I was having tacos. Now you calling me again. I'm still having tacos. Now I'm having, my little dessert. Like, at a point, it's no longer cute. And you gotta be mindful of that, because sometimes, some of us will get that attention and we're like, oh, please, but no, see, it ain't even about you. You thinking it's cute, but you fail to realize that ain't even about you. That's about their need to know what's going on. Your every move you make, everything that's going on, that's not about you. It's about what they need. Listen, that mental crap, listen, that stuff is real. The mental instabilities is real. So don't think it's about you. And here's the thing. Everyone has been damaged at some point in their lives. We have all been damaged. But the key is not to stay there. We've all gotten hurt. We've all had situations that have affected the way we love, the way we interact, the way we behave in relationships. We've all had those situations that kind of can change us. We've all had those situations. And maybe at one point it changed us for the worse, but we came back. The point is, you can't stay in your damaged season. Some folks get hurt and they get stuck there. They never leave because now they're comfortable there. Now they are on guard and they're shooting darts down. They're shooting down everything and everybody that tries to get close to them. They're shooting it down, shooting them down, shooting them down, because they've gotten stuck in being hurt. They've gotten stuck in their damaged place and they can't come back. Stephen, you saying they just haters right now. They're hurting, so their misery love company. But just please do believe me. You're right, my sister. Yes, come back. You have to. Again, nobody want to be hurt. Nobody wants to be in pain and all this and that. But if you in the 30 plus age range, I can promise you, you done had you a heartbreak or two. You done sat and you have dealt with and have been in a damaged season, because some folks just get, and some folks don't do you right. Some folks will take you and hurt you so that it can be hard to come back and you can be damaged. But you got to be okay with talking to a professional. Never be afraid to talk to a professional about your issues. We've all been hurt. But for people that cannot acknowledge and cannot see that they've been hurt, those are the people that you got to kind of be mindful of being involved with and being entertaining, because they're still living in their damaged phase. And if you allow them, they'll suck you back and they'll have you back in a damaged state. So love who you love, but definitely be mindful. Dating damaged people, can those relationships work? They can only work if the damaged person is open to acknowledging that they're damaged and they're hurt, and then they're willing to take the necessary steps to get out of that place. But as long as they don't feel that nothing is wrong with them and they're okay with living, however they're living, protecting themselves, then there's nothing that anybody can do for them. So guys, listen, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Hey, Tori, guys.
Thank you for hitting the J spot on IntellectualRadio.com.